OGC Nemo.
Hi.
Where are we going?
Salem.
Have any of you guys ever heard of Salem, Massachusetts? Leave us a comment below. I'll give you a hint. There's a chance that if you were in school and you learned about witches, or Hawthorne, is that the other?
If you saw Hocus Pocus, this is the setting of that movie.
It's Salem. It's pretty cool.
Let's
go check it out.
Boop, boop.
Hey, what's up, guys? It is OGC here in Salem, Massachusetts. Today we're going to go explore, find some witches. That's my goal. I want to find a witch. I want to meet a witch. I do not want to be bewitched. So let's go check out some of the city. Hey guys, so we are here at the oldest cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts, which is a very old place. There are graves here from the 1600s, people from the Mayflower. We have John Hawthorne of the Witchcraft Court. Think about that. In the United States of America, the Witchcraft Court. How cool is that? If you look at some of the tombs in here, no dogs allowed. We're cat people here. It's so old that even the houses need restoration.
Wow, look at that old house.
That was a witch's house.
Oh man. Sweet. Got some live music back there. Man, Salem's awesome. Look at all these people enjoying the graveyard. Ye local graveyard. We got a map. Hey, I see Captain Richard Moore, Mayflower Pilgrim.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty cool.
Right there.
There he is. Very neat. All right, let's go check out some graves. Really cool. I like graves. OGC Nemo here. One cool thing that I wanted to point out to you is willow trees are a really important thing in the town of Salem, Massachusetts. And if you come over here, close up of this gravestone, you can actually see on the tombstone the inscription of a willow tree. And there's an old nursery rhyme that my grandma used to tell me, and it is, elm trees do brood and oak trees do hate, and the willow man goes a-walkin' if you stay out too late.
Hey guys, it's OGC. So behind me, the original town hall for Salem. So when the witches got brought in and where all of that started going on, that's the actual building. We can check out this city around it. They got some pretty cool stuff here. Now it's turned into some amazing apartments, but back in the day, if you were doing black magic, or if you were Avril or Cleo, this was where you got pulled in, and your life was determined here. Hey, what's up guys? So, OGC's Nemo and I, we need to go get some food. Oh, you like that sun in the background? So we are going to go to a place, it's called Kokeshi. And we're going to eat some food, then tell you about the next Linari giveaway.
It's right by Clop Alley.
Alright, OGC Nemo, how was your first experience at Kokeshi?
It was so freaking good. It was really good. I had chicken and bok choy and rice noodles and green beans. It was really good.
Awesome.
I got a dumb fortune cookie though. It's my only complaint.
What was your fortune?
It said an attractive person is reading this fortune.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're right. Alright guys, so for the next Linari giveaway, as we're here with Bewish, what we're going to do is write a poem about a hero, post it in the comment sections below, and you can get it in the drawing for a gift card. So all you guys need to do is write a poem in the comment section below about your favorite hero. The criteria to win is I'm going to read them all in a video, and whichever one makes me laugh the hardest, you're going to get a $10 gift card for Jax. So have a great day guys, and let's do Clash of Fate. Hey guys, so welcome to Clash of Fate. Here we go. You can see my stats on the left-hand side. I got 24.5 or 2400, 550 some odd stamina. Nope, I'm totally off. 2455, 2347 might. That's what I care about. If you look at my formation, I have a bunch of trees out there. I've been changing races a bunch, many different reasons, but I did not have a normal setup. I don't have huntresses, so I'm using my trees, which, as you'll see, is part of the reason why I lost horribly. The other person I'm fighting is, if I had to pick, they would be somebody that I enjoy fighting and would love to continue to fight as much as possible. They're just a good opponent. We're pretty much on the same level. He's got a full army, and yeah, it's good. He kicks my butt. So he beat me in might, which is not good because he is rocking. As you can see, his heroes are all level 56 as well. No excuses, but I do think this would be different if I actually had my huntresses. Anyways, we go in, start off with my Cleo hold to slow him down. His Jax is doing all sorts of Jax things. He does his turtle. I finally get my Jax off, which is huge. Got to get that Jax firing. But because his heroes are so strong, he's able to shred through my trees because they are trees and not huntresses, and that is not good. That is not good for me. But we are able to take out this bottom side, and he is losing on the bottom, but he crushed me pretty bad on the top. Once my dragon goes down, it's pretty much game over because I just lost Noble Blood and I just lost Blessed Humanoid, which for fighting a Rockin who is sweeping through you was a pretty big deal. So I did get the ammo reload off on Jax. His double charge is not doing a ton because of how he's positioned, but it's okay. He gets onto my super unit with some silver units, and I'm picking off his gold. So for right now, it's not horrible. It could be a lot better. I do have my Mako and Jax still up, so that's huge. My Sprig is killing off the stuff on top of the super unit. The problem here is I have nothing left to tank. All I have is a tree to hide behind. He's got a Viren with the bubble and Fenris. So the wolves come down, slowly start picking stuff off. But yeah, it's GGWP. He did get me, and yeah, good for him. That's awesome. It was a good fight. I look forward to this fight, and 10 out of 10, I would do that again. If he did not have his Mako up, it was down to the wire for the end. I wish I had my huntresses, but whatever. First one of the day is a loss. You're gonna see a lot of losses. So what I'm going to do is I took out all the fluff from the video. That way we can get into fights faster because nobody wants to watch a 60-second cooldown. So now we're going up against APO. APO lost in all stats. I got all stats. They are playing Rockin'. They have the new Belrog skin. It actually looks pretty awesome. And we go out. I'll start with the Void. I do like to open up with that against Rockin', just to kind of slow them down. That and I get nervous because my front line is not super tanky with trees. Not the end of the world. So my power side on the bottom, I just absolutely destroyed down there. And I forget what I'm looking at up top or what I'm concerned about besides his swordsman running in through everything. Okay, so I do Avril just to kind of clear some stuff out. Avril does a surprising amount of damage. The way I have her set up for this, I don't have the Codex on her, so she's not doing as much damage as normal. I have the Codex on Cleo. But anyways, they are wiped. My Jax is firing off. They have pretty much nothing left, so that was a solid victory. I will take that. Killed off a Rockin'. 10 out of 10 would do that again. I was looking through to see what was injured and immediately go in to attack somebody. So I fast forwarded that way. We don't have to wait for everything. We can just see the PvPs. Hopefully, you guys enjoy that. Let me know which one you prefer more. So that person actually backed out. They waited for everything to count down, then they backed out. So this time I got Muhammad one, um, and they lost in all stats, which I will take. So I only have 7 gold trees, and I think it's 7 total huntresses, which is absolutely horrible. I'm actually using silver archers simply because you can see my silver archers behind my Azul dragon. I just came off from playing Lich mostly for the honor event. I don't like losing trees due to snipers, and I emptied out my gold cap a little bit more than I needed to. The result was it affected Clash of Fate, which is not good. But made do with the best that I had and gave it a solid effort. And Muhammad won. I end up getting the best of him. Pretty sure I didn't have any losses. So now we jump into the next one. Who are we fighting this time? We are fighting Goldilocks. Oh, poor Goldilocks. I felt bad. But she did beat me in Magic. So she got me in Magic. She has a ton of Shroom Lords. For PvP, unless you're going up against Skeletons and Lich, I really don't think Shroom Lords are super good. Maybe if you're going up against Human with a bunch of Human Archers, Shroom Lords might be decent as well. They just can't cut through the front line. They have a lot of good AoE damage, but it just doesn't cut through the front line. Once everybody switches over to Lich, by the way, in this upcoming update on May 26th, a lot of people switched it to Lich. If 90% of your server goes to Lich and you say Sliff, Shroom Lords in your garrison will help you out when they do the silver skeleton rushes, because Shroom Lords shred through skeleton mobs. It's actually really effective against them. Versus everything else, they just lack that overall damage, that ability to punch a hole through something. So I do prefer the archers over the Shroom Lords for PvP. Except in those situations that we talked about. So this wasn't a tough win. This was pretty easy. Goldilocks put up a good fight. So now you can see I'm actually down packs of archers. I didn't even fill in my holes. I'm running short on everything. I should really fill in my holes. I don't have my dragon. I have nothing. I do have Jax. I can't do spray and pray with Jax. Now this is a Sliff player using a ton of archers. So this is one of those things when you're designing your formations, you want to find a balance. This person only went with one line of huntresses for their front line. That is not enough. If you go with huntresses or any cavalry, one line, and this is true for human cavalry as well, one line across the front is not enough to carry. The ranged DPS, especially versus other more tanky type of front lines, it's not going to cut through. Right now, you have to have a tanky front line. Otherwise, it's just going to get collapsed upon. It doesn't matter if the enemy range is weaker. If they have melee and ranged troops inside of your ranged troops, it doesn't matter how strong your ranged troops is. So you got to find a balance. This person went a little over the top with ranged. I can get away with running one pack of huntresses on my power side, mostly because I had no option. Here I switched my power side is now on the top. That's in case I fight the player that beat me before. I'm set up to beat him now. So I took a little time out, fixed everything so that as soon as I found him, I could easily eliminate him with a different setup. There wasn't anybody else here that I was worried about. And as soon as I switched this setup, assuming he deployed the same one, um, full confidence on that. So for this one, quickly wipe out the top on my power side. I did deploy Shroomlords in this, just because I was short on troops for that side. So the Shroomlords did actually take out their archers, but it's meaningless for this. Like this, clearly I was going to win this, so it's not like the Shroomlords did anything exceptional. If this was a close, hard-fought battle, then the Shroomlords and what they contributed would not really mean too much. So we're still bouncing around in between everything, and we're going up against Ares with a heart and Darth Vader. Ares beat me in Magic and Command. I feel totally fine. Their power side is on my power side. I'm thrilled. I am so happy about this. Simply because I have faith in my power side. So I put down a black hole. It should catch most of his archers. And versus humans, I will open up with the black hole simply because Warhorn on the archers is really strong. So you can see my Varian tanking up a bunch. He did, or she, whoever this person is, did do a bunch of damage to my Huntresses. I didn't really appreciate that too much, and there's not much I can do because I didn't even deploy Vega. They did kill my Denji though, so that hurt my feelings. So their Varian is dropping, and now their Varian is gone. And then it's just a matter of time to put them down. You can see the Treants, they have pretty much max health still across the board. Noble Blood is amazing. So the dragon ability Noble Blood will heal your troops for 0.9% of their max HP per second. I've noticed that the higher the health on the troop, the more effective that is. So my trees have a lot of health. I think it's like 2.2 million right now before Gan, before Samna. So you start adding that stuff in, and almost 1% of their health a second is huge. That's huge. That's 2.2 million health in 100 seconds. So here we go, guys. We're fighting a Sliff. They have Huntresses and trees. So this person did the opposite of the Sliff from earlier. Instead of finding a balance, they went with so many melee that their Huntresses are running around behind their trees without knowing what they're doing. Again, you gotta find a balance with your formation. And some of it's from the learning curve, some of it is just trial and error. But you need a balance. You don't need a ton of ranged troops, but you need some ranged troops. You don't need a 5 or 6 tiles deep of melee, but you need more than 2. If you do run trees with Huntresses, like if you're going to do one line of Huntresses and then one line of trees, for whatever reason, put the Huntresses in front of the trees. The Huntresses start with the evade, a massive amount of evade. So have them go in and use that evade to soak up that damage for the first, I don't know, 16, 18 seconds of the battle. And then as they die off, your trees will be there to continue to tank. Let's see if we can see a snapshot of the score. Alright, so we're at 2,800, they're at 2,100, so we're doing pretty good. We are winning, and if I saw it correctly, we're still down a person. So fighting Pluto the Gray, so this is the person that's very heavy on the archers. They even have archers in the front line. Don't put archers in the front line. Don't put your range in the front line pretty much ever. Maybe if you're doing something in the void, but for PvP, you're going to create a hole and a gap. They're running trees, so they could have easily swapped that pack of archers for trees. If Pluto did that, I think that would really help him out. And should just be getting back to crushing everything. Do you see that Avril damage with the Gan? On that whole pack of archers, one earthquake just took all that DPS that those archers could potentially put out and just crushed it. I really do like my trees. I don't know if I can give up on hunches, but I was pretty impressed with how the trees performed overall, especially with Noble Blood and that self heal. Now that I have the rank 4 chakra maxed out, or on rank 4, that will help. So we're going to jump into the next one. You still see my power sides on the top. I do have the Dragon out. I am using the Shroom Lords on the bottom. It's mostly for convenience. So I'm fighting Meme Machine. So he has his trees followed up with cavalry, followed up with archers. I think this would work out way better if he had a turtle. A turtle would help, and then put the hunchesses in front of the trees. You can see how his hunchesses are just stuck behind the trees. By the time his hunchesses get around to the front, the evade buff for the beginning of the battle is going to be completely gone. That one black hole wiped out pretty much all of his archers, so there wasn't a huge point in placing them. I don't know. I don't remember his hero skills, and I doubt I even looked because I didn't have time to. But there's a chance that he didn't even have the aura from Avalon or Sprig maxed out to keep the archers alive. If you guys run with the archers for Slift, make sure that your Avalon and Spring are set up for them. So this one I'm going in. I attacked T2 immediately. I got them in all stats. If you want to win stats, farm honor. Craft flawless gear. Log on, do your void daily, get all those attribute coins, keep upping everything. Win stats. Win stats, win PvP. And have good dragon. And a good temple. And everything else. So, we go in, I do the spray and pray with Jax. This one shouldn't be too tough. He's got level 13 troops. So this might actually be a good point to bring up that if you're on a war server or you want to take Clash seriously, doing the rushes on your castle, not so that you rush through everything and then you're wasting time without having anything queued up, but getting that level advantage on people is massive. So it's worthwhile doing that if your priority is Clash or you're on a war server. If you're not on either of those, then feel free to skip rushing your castles because you don't mind the patience and investing that rush into research. That will yield you better results in the long term, but short term, if you want to win PvP or Clash, then you'll definitely want to stay on the curve of everyone else with maxing your castle level in using rush to do so. So now we're fighting Muhammad 1 again. So I do get that void down just to slow down his top side, just because it's an overwhelming amount of troops there. I bring my Bane in. So since I did the Bane video, I did add I maxed out his ferocious charge. I still butcher that, but you can see with the noble blood and everything on my tree down there that his Jax is just unloading on. His Jax unloading on it isn't doing anything. His Jax in that whole time getting assistance from other troops got one tree down to half health. That's probably partially because of a weak Jax, but also partially because of all of the healing that comes out onto that tree. So that's like 20 seconds in. So that tree with over 2.2 million health before adding on Gan and stamina HP boosts also healed up a ton. So for this whole clash, we were down a person on them. They beat us by one person, but we won overall. We're gonna fight Hero right now. I don't know why they're running trees in front of Huntresses. It makes no sense to me. There must be something that I don't know. But if there is something that I don't know, it's not working against me. So if this is like a new meta thing, it's not very effective, at least against me for this. But don't do their formations of putting the huntresses behind the trees. The whole point of huntresses is to tank for you the first 18 seconds. After that, you can use the new hero Lunella or whatever her name is to extend their evasion. So the reason why we ultimately won in this clash was because we made it mandatory that everyone that participates is on Discord. We could move cities and move people around way faster than they could because we could communicate through voice. Okay, so this one I did not edit out all those times. I went into the tops. See how they have 6? We only have 2. Although we're up by 1,500 points. They did a really smart thing. Ares will not beat me. Ares knows that they will not beat me. But they know that I'm in the top and they're winning top. On voice, I'm telling everybody to go to middle and bottom. Forget about top. If we control 2 at all times, we will win. So just do middle and bottom right now, but I'm tied up in top. So Ares is making sure that I cannot leave top. Because if I leave top, then I can go assist in the middle and bottom. They'll still control top. They got like 6 people in it. We only have 2. But if they can lock me in there so I cannot leave, or switch this around, say that say you're on their side, you're fighting against me, and you're in this situation where they have a whale who's isolated by himself. Keep attacking. Don't let them get out. Because if you can get them stuck in a useless spot where they aren't contributing, that will help you out the most. So Ares this time actually ran with all spearmen in front, which is smart. The spearmen will do an initial burst if they can, this is a big if, but if they can drop down units and or heroes and start a moral chain across the human lines, then they might be able to pretty much burst anybody down. However, they did a bunch of damage to my trees, but they did not actually kill any. If Ares was probably had equal research and or temple for me, that might have been really bad for me. But luckily, part of this game is staying ahead of others. So. And watch, as soon as this battle concludes, they're going to do it again. So I hit OK. Before I can even hit OK, I get hit again. So now we have 3, they have 5 in here. Something must have happened in the bottom, and my team decided we're going to drop bottom and come top. So now we're in control of it. So you have an ebb and flow. Right now we're up by 1,300 points or so. So there's definitely like an ebb and flow to all of this. So we're going in. I'll take getting attacked by somebody. Hopefully they don't make me sit here for the full 1 minute. That's annoying. It's a good tactic, but it is annoying. And we'll see what happens. You see my huntresses, I had so few huntresses, all I had was 7. So since I keep getting attacked, I think I have three huntresses on my power side on the top. I didn't even fill in the hero in front of Avalon. So my top side looks like 3 melee heroes, 3 huntresses, and a poorly placed tree. Not good. So Unicorn did attack me. Why, I don't know. So their Avalon's on the bottom with a bunch of monks, a pack of swords. They did have war horns, so I dropped a Cleo hole on it. If there is a bunch of units that can deal a bunch of damage, like swords, for rockin', that get a giant war horn boost. For this situation, it is useful for me to open up with Void. I can't wait because on May 26th I will finally have the full Sage set. I cannot wait. Then I can open up with Jax every time, and that will just be Lovely. Big power spike. But anyways, we dropped these people down. Unicorn had no chance. I give them credit for fighting. I give the other team a lot of credit. It was another English host. At one point in time, we did play with them, and yeah, they knew what they were going up against. We knew what we were going up against, and we took the W. So here, I don't have my dragon. I didn't even fill that blank space. This is so embarrassing. It looks like one of these things, and I'm sure I'll get it in the comment sections where, hey, you had a giant blank thing. When this was recorded, I was trying to help coordinate like 20 people and where everyone's going, and at the same time also play. And OGC's Nemo was here, and I had to make sure that she was taken care of. So uh, I tried. I didn't go all out. It's been a long time since I really went all out in this game, but it was fun. So I made a lot of mistakes in this. That happens to be one of them. Feel free to point it out in the comment sections. It's all good. Um, all right, so their tree side. I think they got one more tree. They did have level 14 trees. They only had level 13 huntresses. So this person is definitely behind in the castle curve, in the building curve. So now I look. Gotta check the karma. I destroyed on karma. Not all my fights, they made me wait for that last minute. So even here, they have 17 people logged in. We have 15. Nobody on our side left early. I do not allow anybody from the team to leave early. Uh, Whether we win and or lose, you are one of the codes with playing is you're going to play as a good sport if you're going to play with us. That means limited trash talking, with one exception. Jenka can do whatever he wants, but you don't leave early. You don't do toxic stuff. You fight it out, win or lose. I've shown you guys clashes where we have lost. We still fight it out all the way. So clash ended. What I'm going to show you guys now is a few of my teammates. So this is Polak. Polak ran with Lich. He's fighting against Darleb, who's also running Lich. Darleb has level 14 Scorpions, and Polak has all level 13s. So let's see how this goes. And they open up with Void, and it looks like, watch Polak's Jax on the left. He just did the fire off. His fire off is going down near the enemy's Jax. You can see Cleo got taken down. Fenris is getting low, and Polak actually killed off the enemy Mako, which is huge in a fight like this. He picked off the enemy Mako, and his Jax ended up dropping that side. The skeleton's resurrected enough. Now the enemy's Jack and Fenris is down. Polak still has Mako and Jax in up. So Polak should have lost that. He won because he outplayed the opponent. I checked the stats. Polak lost in might and in stamina. He lost in levels of troops. He made a clutch play, and that's why he won. So this is Monica Kim up against Faye. Monica Kim is a human. She does start off with the turtle buff. They both do the voids. And let's see what happens next. Faye is doing all the rock and nails. Monica Kim she just activated the dragon, which increases the attack speed of things around it. I gotta talk to Monica Kim because she shouldn't be using dragon like that. But you know what? Maybe I don't know anything, because look at her with this comeback. So Faye tried to burst down Monica Kim, and the rock and burst could not take down the humans. If humans can survive that onslaught from Rockin' in that first like 30 to 40 seconds, the humans will ultimately come back and win. But you have to be able to live through that onslaught. Monica Kim she lived through it and she came back. I need to talk to her about that dragon because I don't know how it worked. Monica Kim, she lost in all stats. So this is Monica Kim versus Unicorn. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here's Monica Kim versus Unicorn. So Unicorn is another rockin'. Monica Kim is Monica Kim, and she is the best. I gotta talk to her because if that dragon does work out for her, then that's amazing. Yeah, well, I'll have to keep an eye on it. So the Rockin's coming in with the Rockin' Burst. Monica Kim has to wear through the storm. All of her storage groups are getting low. It looks like the Rockin got through. So the Rockin got through on the bottom side, but then Monica did a late Varian sword res. So now Monica has a bunch of swords up. If Rockin swords have no ale to use for their Rockin ale buff, and there's a human swords there, they're both evenly matched or evenly meshed, the human swords will win. The Rockins need their ale in order to gain advantage. So again, Monica weathered through that storm, that first 30 to 40 seconds of the fight, and she ended up making a ginormous comeback, well being down on stats. When we looked at the stats between the two, Unicorn won in might by a bunch. Do I check the stats again here? I don't. It was just at the beginning. So this is Dupious versus Goldilocks. This is Sliff on Sliff. You can see the stats. Pretty sure Dupious is down on stats, but she is not out. So Dupious put Hunchesses in front of the trees. She is running a much better formation just by doing that. I don't know where she picked that type of stuff up from because unfortunately I wasn't around to help out before Clash. I was busy in Salem. I had to get my food on. So anyways, Dupious just crushes the top. The bottom side, those Hunchesses from the enemy are tanking up a storm, but Dupious still has 2 packs of gold archers still alive. She's got her Jax and her Mako, who blew a giant hole through the middle, along with the dragon, and then she just circles around and picks off the rest from the enemy. That new Belrog skin is so cool. Alright, so this is Men in Black versus Muhammad. Who will win? Who will be the ultimate victor? So Men in Black is on the left. He's the one that's running so many ninjas. I fought against him. He's got like, what is that, 5 packs of ninjas in the top. I fought against him in Victory Road. That many ninjas, guys, it is so annoying. Fighting against Men in Black is one of the most annoying fights I've had. You can see all of these moral boosts going off. I do not want to fight him. So for the next Linari giveaway, write a poem, post it in the comment section. The poem has to be about your favorite hero in Art of Conquest. I'll do a $10 gift card, your pick. That way you can get Jax. Make sure you guys like the channel and subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.